How you doing? Happy Talk Like a Pirate Day, and thanks for joining me today on my live. We're maybe working with a bunch. What is that sound? What was that? Can you guys hear me? Let me make sure you can hear me. Hello, hello. Hmm. Okay. Well, hopefully folks can hear me. Let me type it in the chat because if you can't hear me, you can't hear me asking. Okay, thank you so much, Gloria. I know there's a delay, so okay, just wanted to make sure. So I've got out probably 1/10 of my Tim Holtz Halloween stuff. And of course, we're not going to use it all, but I'm going to try and use a lot of it. Let me go ahead and blow out my candle now. It just smelled like glue really bad in here. So I love these from Hobby Lobby, the sweet tea scented one. It smells so good. Let's move that aside. So, but we don't want any fires. Hello, Pam. Hello, Linda. Hi, Blossom. Hi, Jana. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Chow. Welcome. So, I've got out these little sentiments. I've got out these sentiment stickers. This is the paper I made using a bunch of the toxic and the apothecary stamps, and it's just a tissue paper, so it's really, really light. And of course, we've got some um, rubby things, rub-ons. I've got some ephemera. This is not Tim Holtz, but I'll probably use it. And then I've gotten out some of my scary stamps, and I've gotten out my Snarky Cat Halloween stamps. And I think I'm going to start with Snarky Cat today. Um, these are some backgrounds that I created today. I was working with a journal page that I'll be demonstrating tomorrow. Hi, Connie. Hi, Melanie. And I wanted to, hi, Teresa. I wanted to use up the leftover paint, so I went ahead and smushed some out. And I thought I would do the cat on one of these. And this is paint, so this is distress paint, but it's flat. But I do have some mica um, distress spritz on here. And then I'll probably use the moon. And then I just have some other stuff that I put out just so we can have many things to play with. I'm going to move these little guys though before I knock them on the floor. Good. I'm glad you're feeling better, Chow. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint the cat on the top of that, or we're going to try anyway, using more distress paint and then stamp over it. So I'm going to get out my big Misty because its sticky pad is stickier. And put this up in the corner. And see, it's a little warpy because it was wet. I want to make sure that it sticks down, so I'm going to also add a magnet. And I'm going to take my cat, and I'll probably trim this down some. And I'm going to take this goofy one right here. I'm going to put him right about here. And he's mostly black, so there's not going to be a lot of painting, but I'll show you what we're going to do. And the reason we want this all the way in the corner is because we're going to restamp it after I paint it, because the paints are opaque. You were driving. Sorry you were driving. I'm sorry you were driving too. I hate driving. Hi, Dawn. So let's get out our archival. Where's my black archival? It should be over here somewhere. Right here. Right here, handy. And I'm going to stamp out cat right on this painted paper. I know, they're funny, aren't they? So Tim doesn't just make spooky or, grungy stamps. He also makes, and I don't need him to be perfect right now because I'm going to be painting over him pretty much. So I'm going to leave the stamp in the platform. I'm going to leave the paper in the platform, and I'm going to start painting it. And I'm not going to do any like really super fancy painting, but I do want to give that archival just a few seconds to kind of get dry so I don't spread it around with my paintbrush. Um, so I'll start with some antique linen and then move on maybe to some frayed burlap, a little bit of hickory smoke. I've got two brushes here. I've got this sort of flat brush and I've got this little ranger brush, which is probably not meant for this, but that's what I'm using it for. Let's move these distracting things out of the way. And I'll start with the lightest color of my distress paint. And I like to just drip it out onto my mat here. And I'm just going to kind of fill them in. So you can still kind of see through it, and that's fine. I just want him to be, visible over this paper. I'll use my smaller brush for the little tighter areas. I'm not going to get his eyes if I can help it, because I want to do those in white. This paint dries pretty quick if you put on a thin coat also. And I'm not too worried about the areas that are super black. Nope, I don't like this brush. See how it's got little dealy bobs sticking out? I'm going to trim those off and hope for the best, because those dealy bobs will catch on stuff. I know me. And just paint the little tail. See, once it's stamped over, it's just going to pretty much show the color. Yeah, I encourage you, especially if you bought the paints, and I have them all, use them. Use them. Okay. I think I've got all the light parts done. And it's pretty much almost dry because I'm doing a very thin coat. So you can still see him through there. So I still have a lot of paint left over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there and we're going to mess with it later. Let's go in with the frayed burlap. Hey, Maddie. I'm going to put that right next door. A couple of drops. I'm going to get my bigger brush first. And let's get a paper towel to tamp that off on. And I'm just going to start kind of building some shading around the body. Nothing too intense. If you go outside, you can kind of grab it if you're quick. Okay, we can see that his leg needs a little shading. His foot. And let's see. Mostly just around the, oops, I grabbed the wrong color. There we go. No, I didn't. Let's do shading towards the inside here, all around in here, and I'm just tapping my brush. Just tapping. Trying to stay, towards the inside of the stamp itself. Okay, I know that looks weird right now, and that's okay. Let's do one more shade darker here. And I think I'm gonna go with Hickory Smoke. Cat needs a googly eye. You know, if I had googly eyes, and the hickory smoke is still kind of a warm gray. And let's just put some spots here and there of the hickory smoke because he's kind of a stripy cat. I believe my favorite cat is. I have lots of cats, but my favorite is kind of stripy. So I'll get him some gray stripes growing on in here. Got a little sort of an M going on. Okay. Now I'm going to need some white for his eyes. Oh, hi, Jim. Thank you. If this white's not empty, it might be, or it might be dried up. This is what happened. This is an old one. Oh, it's very, very thick. Okay. So we'll have to thin it down. We'll get the inside of these eyes with the white. You could use any kind of paint, but I like these because they stamp over nicely. And I want to get the inside of his ears with a little bit of sort of a pinky tone. Let's get tea dye. No, let's get, no, not saltwater taffy. Let's get tattered rose. A little drip here. I don't need very much at all. Have I not? I don't guess I've opened this one. Oh, I haven't. Okay. See what I mean about, and I'm not even gonna, I'm just gonna wipe that thing off on there. And then I'll grab my small brush and we'll get the inside of the ears. It's fairly light. Now that's got to dry, and I'm gonna, while it's drying, I'm going to just kind of muckle it up a little bit. Let's get a little bit darker. Had to go get some hot honey. Where did you find that, you lucky bum? That's kind of light. Maybe I want something darker. Let's grab gathered twigs. I want to shake it up. Stolen. Funny. Okay. I'm just going to kind of dry brush some of this in. Just kind of slap it on there. Okay. A little bit more around the edges. Just to kind of add a little dimension. I know that looks really weird right now, but trust me, it's going to be fine. Now I'm going to go back over this white because it's so translucent because I had to thin it out. And I want it nice and bright. It's really, really thick. Okay. Now I'm just going to kind of set this aside for a minute and deal with these splats right here. Just set it right there, which you can't see, but I don't want to waste that. So I'm going to grab just a piece of paper. What is hot honey? I've never heard of it either. I'm going to grab my brayer. I'm just going to bray this paint out just every which way. I'm just going to smush this right in there. And if it's too dry, add a little water. Hot, you mean like spicy? Oh, yum. I would love that. I love sweet and spicy. So now I've got all this paint here that I've cleaned up. Let me just clean the rest of that just with my water. Good on a chicken and cheese board. Probably good on a leather shoe. I wonder if I'd like it in my coffee. I love honey in my coffee. I don't get it that often because if I buy honey, Mike eats it all like right away. And since this is still wet, we can add some splatters. I do like to buy local, and our local health food store sells local honey. Let's get some of this gathered twigs. Let's get it on a, since we have to wait for that other one to dry a bit, let's try and get some splatters on here without making too big of a mess. Okay. Hi, Megan. And there we've got, a spare background for whatever. Let's check on our cat. I don't want to take heat to it because I have it in a spot. You still got some little damp spots here. So I'm just going to dab at the damp spots to help him dry a little so I can stamp him again. All right, here we go. Mrs. Dungy, hello. Hello, welcome. Okay. Here we go. So now our cat is colored in on a painted background. And completely waterproof. So let's just go ahead and clean off the stamp real quick. Where's my stamp cleaner? Where did I put it? Lord only knows. Just grab something else. I don't want to waste your time hunting things down. And I got paint on there. Move this aside. We've got our cat. Fried chicken and biscuits. Okay, so what I want to do next is he needs to be laying on something, right? So I need to ground him. And I'm thinking, how do I want to ground him? Do I want him on a purple floor is my question. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go with ink. And I'm going to grab my Distress Archivals. Let's grab fired brick. Fired brick's kind of a reddish tone. Yeah, that works. Hey, Michelle. Thank you, Jana. Let's go ahead and I'm going to mask this off. I had a roll of pink tape. And I only mask it off so that I get it straight, because otherwise I won't. I'll take some of my archival here, and I'll grab my red brush and just deepen this down. And the reason I'm using archival is because I'm working over top of paint, and I want it to be waterproof. So there, carefully, cat is sort of grounded. I want to go ahead and take my rag here. I'll just take a paper towel and just sort of wipe some of this off while it's still kind of wet. And I may need to take some ink over top of that. In fact, I could probably stamp him once more, except I took my stamp out of the platform. So he'll be fine. He'll be just fine. Let's work on drying this off. Hi, Mike. I don't like sugar in my cereal either, Blossom, unless it's sweet cereal to begin with. So, like, oh, I love me some Apple Jacks. So, yeah, that's kind of a guilty pleasure. I don't eat cereal for breakfast at all, or sweets in the morning for that matter. Okay, so now he needs a little bit of shading behind him. So I'll grab my Stabilo All pencil, which is in here somewhere. Where are you, dude? Black one. It's getting short, so it's harder to find. And the shadow, so I can color some of this in here where I, you know, got the archival ink, just to kind of darken it down. And then he's already got some shadow. I'm just going to take my pencil. I'm going to come along here. I'm just going to kind of trace, and he's still kind of wet. So typically you would wait for this to kind of dry. And he's up against a wall, so I'm going to come all the way up. And then I'm just going to take a brush and add some water to it. Put some water here. I'm just going to kind of move that shadow around a little. Spread it out. So now Cat's got a little dimension, a little too wet right there. Maybe a little bit more because I wiped most of it off. And the brush doesn't need to be super wet to do this. So he's going to need more underneath him, but I do need to wait for everything to kind of dry here to do that. Let's go. Let's get some shadow going along here too. I'm not even going to put more water in my brush. A lot of people use a water brush for this, but me and water brushes just don't get along. So it kind of makes him look like he's kind of sticking out from the wall, like he's not completely flat. Do a little delete trick and wipe it off on my hand. I'm just kind of rubbing that out. Hey, Mary. Hi, Jay. Um, Delise must be here. You're here, I think. I see somebody say hi to you, but I didn't see you come in, so hi. Think I might need just a little bit back over here, too. My brush is just barely wet. So you can see that the paint kind of went opaque, and that's okay. I need a little bit more darkness around the bottom of him. I'm coming back. Internet kicked you out? Oh, that rude internet. Okay, so now we have our cat, and he looks like I might have fussy cut him, but I did not. When it's dry, I will take my pen, my this pen, and just darken down any areas that just aren't quite dark enough. But I don't like to do it while it's wet because it wrecks the pen. But you can see here where we've lost some of our line work. Oh yeah, I mean you don't have to. Hi Debbie, by the way, and hi Delina. You don't have to use the whole house. You can just use the front portion of it or something if you want. So we did this. Won't this make kind of an interesting moon? Let's dry it off and see. Crafting along, good for you. I cannot craft and watch people at the same time. It's just I can't do it. In spots where it's super wet, I'm gonna dab it. Was that vintage photo on here? No, that was a combination of all of these guys. I leftover paint after I painted my cat. None of it was vintage photo though, which is kind of a more of a red tone. And so I just brayered that out in case you missed the beginning. I brayered that out and then just wiped it up with my paper. Hey Connie. All right, let's carry on with this. Let's definitely. I don't know if I want to do a moon because I feel like he's more indoors. I think I want to do spider web. Let me trim this down to the size I want it before I get too crazy here. Let's get the decal trimmer. Come here, you. I'm just getting stuff everywhere. Now this is A2 size right now. I think I want to go ahead and just trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4. Just gonna take a tiny bit off this side and go back to this side and take more off. I figured I'd do kind of grungy tonight, you guys, because I haven't done it for you in a long time. I've been, with design team work and stuff like that, so I've been kind of, more happy, cutesy, rainbowy. But this is kind of my wheelhouse right here. Let's look at the spider. We'll think about this. Maybe I'm going to put some up behind him like this. Don't know yet. Let's get the spider stamped on. And I think that I will go ahead and heat emboss that spider on here. I don't know. I still have quite a bit of wet there, so maybe not. I think I want to put it so he's looking at it, freaking out about it a little bit. I would be. It's stink bug season here, friends, so I haven't been sleeping well because I'm so scared of them. And yesterday there was one crawling on my ceiling right above my bed, and it just freaked me out. I couldn't sleep. Scared that one was going to drop down on me. Oh my gosh. I'm not really that much afraid of spiders, but stink bugs terrify me. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You love bugs, Jana? Stink bugs? Or you mean those man bug ladybugs? Look, if they're those, then there are stink bugs. I know that for a fact because they all seem to like to hang out at the same. What they're trying to do now is this is how you can tell when the weather's going to get cooler is they're trying to come in for the winter. And then in the spring, I have the same problem of them trying to get out for the warm. Yeah, right? Okay, cat must be a friend of Elizabeth. Entirely possible. Okay, so now we want to deepen down our colors here a bit. Um, let's go with, and I do want to go with archival. And yeah, I think I'm going to go with the black soot so that it pulls in everything here. And let me do that with one of my stencil brushes. I like the control you get from those. And I'm just going to brush upward. Remind me to clean this off because I'll forget about it and then I'll get something else in it, like our next project. Biffing it in a spray bottle every 3 months will keep stink bugs, flies, and ladybugs out of your house. I've never heard of that. Okay. Okay. I got these from Delise, and I think they're so cool, but it may be a little too big for this. Let me pull it out and see. They sent me this in like a thank you. No, it's gonna cover cat, so I don't want to cover cat. Maybe on the next one. All right, let's do just a little bit of crazy decorating here. I think right about here. And what I'll do is I'll glue that down and then I'll trim it off after the glue's dry. Let's use some art glitter. And I'm just going to kind of spread the glue here like yay. One thing about using archival and paints is like glue won't spread it around like it does with your water reactive inks, but it will still dry clear. Let's move this in here. Oh, thank you, Delise. You're quiet because you're crafting. That's good. Crafting is good. I'm trying to put the pin on here. I'm going to trim this a little bit because I feel like I'm going to need to put my sentiment, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put my sentiment yet. I think I want to add just a little bit more shading in this guy. Let's see if he's dry enough. He is. Did I put my pen away already? I must have. No, here, I mean my pencil. I want to add some shading right here, right around here, right around here, right around his little foot so you can see that it's his foot, in and around his face a little, and right in this little crease under his other little crazy foot. His feet are crazy. And a little bit under his tail. Let's get fresh water here. Just a little bit. And yeah, I kind of get quiet when I'm doing this because I'm focused, a little bit focused. Back up under his tail. There we go. A little around the face. Just want to kind of move this around a little so it's a little bit darker. But it's not such a defined line. It's a, a quieter line. There we go. Okay. See, his eyes are still pink, so I could go one more coat with the white, but I'm not going to. Let's put him on a card base and then decide where to go from there. Do a black card base. Bye, Connie. I'm going to leave that hanging out for now. Now, in order to get this to stay down flat, I'm going to need to use tape. So, I will. I will. I could probably add some shading behind the spider web too, but I'm not going to go too crazy. Guys ever miss Ryan? Does everybody here know Ryan? He still has a channel, but he does only coloring. He used to be a card maker. He does some fabulous stuff. Now what I didn't put in on here, and I could, and you could, is splatter. But I feel like not everything has to be splattered. So, doggone it, get off me. Get off. Move it. There we go. Now you know why I'm using double-sided tape. And then I'm going to do one here. One here, one here. We should hold it down nicely. Make sure my card base is going the right way. I'm going to start from the top. So I'm going to take the tape off the top. And then just a little bit down to the right about there. See how this works out. Hopefully my head's not in the way. So tomorrow morning, little story for you. I was subscribed to StreamYard Pro for a year, and my year came up, and they sent me a bill for 400 and something dollars, which they only charged $20 a month. So I wasn't clear on why they were charging me 400. Nonetheless, I decided that, I've had a lot of problems with it with regard to like, well, for instance, I can't zoom my camera, and neither can my guest. And I complained about it a lot, and that's because I use my iPhone for, my videos. Um, and nothing ever changed. And so the only main convenient part was like the comment picker part, and I just feel like that's not worth the money. Yeah, it was high. Enjoy dinner. So tomorrow morning when I stream live with Dawn, see, I forgot to wipe this off. You guys forgot to remind me. It's your fault. I can't see it when the surface is black. But a white surface to me makes people's hands look too dark, or my hands anyway. Okay, so yeah, it would look cool with some splatter, but I'm not going to do splatter. Sometimes I'll do a controlled splatter, like I'll just draw the dots on there, and I could do that. Let's do a sentiment, and let's see. Um, if I play Dead, Will You Go Away works for me. I'm going to stamp that on some black and then heat emboss it with some probably white. Where did I put my small? There it is. Right now I'm using OBS Studio, and it works great for lone streaming, but I've never streamed with a guest. So you have to use a browser software to stream with a guest, and that's what they use on Craft Roulette. But I'm not familiar with it. I haven't tested it, but Dawn and I are going to guinea pig with it in the morning. And so you may see us hop on a little bit early, just so we can kind of test out. I can still use StreamYard. I just don't get the pro functions. I don't get the high resolution. I have to have the little logo. No, I don't want to. Do I have a diamond grunge background? I don't think so. I know this looks like a lot, but it'll wipe off. And my by far favorite embossing powder, sorry Ranger, is the Brutus Monroe Alabaster. To me, it works the best, especially on white. And heard people talk about, um, you know, being worried about trying to do that live. And then, wow, embossing pad, much better than the Versamark with regard to doing white on black. I'm just going to stamp once. I'm going to look at it, give it another light stamp. I'm barely pushing on that. Move that aside, grab a piece of paper. I have a diamond grunge stencil I could do. Perfect. Don't I hate getting stuff on this thing because it's hard to clean off. I was awake all night, you guys, from that full moon. I don't know what it is about the full moon anymore, but now it keeps me awake at night. All right, here we go. Yeah, Jay, I definitely, well, A, I can't afford that, and B, I can think of better things to spend my money on when OBS is free and it works better. I just have to learn the ins and outs of it. I mean, I know the basics, right? I'm streaming right now. Um, I am a WoW fan. I'm an anything fan. I'm not. There was a time when I was on the WoW. I was a WoW ambassador, and so I was obligated to only use WoW products with regard to this function. And I'm just going to get a little bit of water, just a couple of little squirts on my rag, and just clean that off. Right, but you can use Video Ninja for a guest, and that's what I'm trying tomorrow. I kind of played with it with my Android phone because I use my iPhone for recording. The tricky part is that the studio is in Mac and it's really not built for a Macintosh. And so that's kind of where you have to go in with the workarounds. Okay. Sure will. Sure will let you know how it goes. Um, I mean, if it goes bad, then we'll switch over to StreamYard. But I'm hoping for the best. So Blossom wants me to put a little. I think I want this to go here though. So that's the thing about putting more stuff is I still have this to put on. And let's keep it a nice flat card so I can send it. And maybe I'll send it to my grandson. Your black cat's being extra for fall. Let's see, he's dry enough to put my pen on now. I'm just super picky about putting my pen on wet stuff because I really hate it when I have to replace them right away. Yeah, it still doesn't want to work very well on here. But I just kind of want to get some of these lines in here darker. I'm just going over the lines that were already there with a really light hand. And I do this a lot, friends, because there's some opacity to the paint, and yet the stuff sometimes still comes through the paint. So it's just one way to do this. Get him nice and dark down here, just with a lot of little line work. There we go. Make sure those are nice and dark. Yeah, that definitely needs googly eyes. A little bit more here. This is cross-hatched. I didn't do a craft roulette card this week, y'all. I don't know. I've just not been inspired lately. Um, Racking my brain trying to figure out what to do for a balloon because I just felt like I couldn't make the two work together. And I probably could, but my brain just didn't want to, so I didn't. Jay goes live, I think, at 6:30. Let's go. I'm gonna put some gold splatter in here, but I'm gonna do controlled. So I'm gonna grab my Deco Color liquid gold pen, and I'm just gonna pretend like I splattered. Make it look random when it's not. Well, I mean, it's still random, but you know, it doesn't cover anything I don't want to cover. A bunch of tiny ones here and there. I love these pens, but they are thick. And I like the smell of them. And a lot of people would say, ew, I hate the smell of those, but I like it. You can also actually splatter these, but I don't want to get it in places where I don't want it. Spooky sparkles. Okay, so there's Cat. That's one down. He took a little while, but that's how you can work on a painted surface. So we'll set him aside and let's see what else. I've got this background right here that I did, which may be a little bit busy for my thinking, but let's do, where did I put the rest of them? I know I put them somewhere. Here we go. I don't think I want to do another orange one. I think we'll do this sort of tan one. What was that own you used? Huh? It's Deco Color Liquid Gold. Is that what you're asking me, Dawn? See, this will be cool on here. Let's move cats. We're not doing another cat. This doesn't go here. It goes here. I can never get these to go back on the way they're supposed to be. I have no idea where this goes. It'll go right there. Yep, pen. That's the Deco Color Liquid Gold. This is extra fine, but obviously it wasn't super fine, was it? You do gotta have to give it a chance to dry a little bit, but here it is up close. It's a very shiny. I have a gold and a silver and a white one. The white one's garbage. Just saying. I'm just saying. Um, since it's Talk Like a Pirate Day, let's do him. He kind of looks like a pirate because he's got a missing eye. And this is going to be a quick one here because I want to get done basically on time. See if I can figure out what I did with my stamping platform. Okay. Well, we'll just use the big one. I don't know what I did with it. It's around here somewhere. The paint used on the background is Distress paint. And so what I did, I'll show you my big piece, but I'm using this tomorrow, is I pretty thickly brayered this on. This is the journal from last Friday. So I need to do the backside. So I thickly brayered that on. So I basically put lines of paint on here and took my brayer and brayered it, and then I used water to spray it down. And there was so much paint left over on this thing that I was able to dip at least 3 pieces of paper in there and still get a design. I don't know any pirate jokes, Dawn. Okay, let's get him, and let's do him in a brown. Let's keep this a brown. Um, or do I want to do a color? Nope, I want to keep it brown. Let's do vintage photo. And again, since this is paint on here, I'm going to use archival ink. Um, these are water-based paints, but once they're dry, they don't move. When they're wet, you can make them move with water, but once they're dry, they're there. Kind of like the Derwent pencils are. I think I need to re-ink this guy. Okay. Yeah, I may have to go in with the ground espresso. This may not be dark enough. That's okay. I have some. Let's see what I have in my archival inks, though. If I can figure out where I put them. This is what happens, you guys. I have vintage photo. I have ground espresso. Yeah, I don't have any different browns. I don't think. I had the other tin here, and it seems to have just grown some legs. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, no. Nuts. Story of my life. Yeah, definitely needs to be darker. We'll go with the ground espresso. Why, Jim? Why couldn't the pirate stop binge watching the TV series? Because he was hooked. Sounds like me. I've been rewatching Downton Abbey. Sometimes I'll just rewatch stuff so that if I fell asleep, I don't feel guilty. There we go. I might have to actually put a patch. Oh my goodness. I don't think I will, though. All right, let's take a look at, figure out how these work. I think they're just stickers, and I don't want to stick it down just yet. Oh, that's cool. I love that. Now my little hearts are going to stick out over it a little bit because it looks like it's meant more for a 4x6, but it's going to work. What happens if you take a P out of pirate? I don't know. What happens, Don? Emotion. Yeah, that's right, Jana. Emotional support noise. You're absolutely right. Let's get him as even as I can here on here. This is lovely. I love this. I need to trim a little off the side there because it's a little hair. Fly's eyelash uneven. Oh, wait a second. What happens when you take the P out of it? He becomes irate. Okay. Why can't pirates learn the alphabet? I don't know, Jim. Why can't pirates learn the alphabet? Oh, this is going to be tricky. Okay. Just line it up there. Oh, I got it too close. Of course I did. So I'll just have to get this one a little bit too close too. A little bit more. Just a little bit louder now. They spend years at sea. Good. All right, let's add some shading around Pirate, and then we are going to sign off because it is 6 p.m. So I have here a brown Stabilo pen. How about that? And I can see he's mostly shaded on this side, so we'll work on our shading over here. I'm just going to do a small amount at a time. Okay. Why couldn't the pirates put... Wait, what has 8 legs, 8 arms, and 8 eyes? I don't know. What? Just a little bit of shading around here. Um, let's see. Then Don says, why couldn't the pirate play cards? Because the captain was standing on the deck. Okay. So what I'm doing here when I do this is it makes it look like it's sitting on a, like it's been popped up when it actually hasn't. See the difference? I love this trick. It's my favorite trick. Eight pirates. Jim. Now that was a dad joke. Yeah, I love this frame. I think it's fabulous. Bye, Pam. Bye, everyone that's leaving. If you have someplace to be, I totally get it. You need a wee bit more water. Dip it off a lot. Move it around. So the brown is much more subtle, obviously, than the black. I don't know if I put any on here or not. I don't guess I did. I think I just put it on the top. Yeah, this one was fun, and look how easy it was. I mean, super easy. And these little things are from the Paper Studio, and I don't know that. I think Paper Studio, isn't that Hobby Lobby? I don't know. I don't remember. Just a very cool piece of ephemera that was gifted to me. Let's get him done so we can get on out of here. Okay. Okay, there is a giveaway. I need to get that done. There, now he looks like he's popped up all the way around. Oh, you do love this. Thanks, Blossom. I'll probably darken down the edges, and I'm going to finish this, but I want to deal with my giveaway. So, my last giveaway from last week, there were only 2 entries. Let me see here. So that means only 2 people commented, Goddess of Crack Coke and Dina Baker 96. So I'm going to flip a coin, and I don't actually have a coin, but I have these little Trinity stamps things. And we'll go heads for Goddess of Crack Coke and tails for Dina Baker. How's that sound? Ready? Flip. Okay, so that I want it to land flat. And I want it to flip higher, but I don't want to hit my camera. Well, it landed over there on a flat surface on tails. And now it's stuck here because I can't get it out. Come here, you. Come here. I'm going to knock everything over trying to get it out. That's why coins are better. I don't know if you probably can't even see it, but it landed on tails. So, Dina Baker, if you will email me with your address, I'll send you that card from last week. If you're here. Oh, hi, Sandra. So I'm going to just put a check mark here. And then I have a giveaway this weekend. It's a bigger giveaway. So I recently was commissioned by High Supply to make 3 cards, and you've probably seen 2 of them online. And Victor from High Supply sent me doubles, and so I'm giving away half of it. And so in the package is this pack of emoji washi tape. This one I had trouble parting with because, you know, me and cats, but I love you guys, so that one. And then the Rainbow Unicorn Ephemera. And we've got then the Crystalline Sky Blue crystals. We've got the Crystalline Green crystals. We've got Diamond Clear Jewels. We have little silver half flatback pearls. We have little gold flatback pearls. We have gold stars. This is the open package. I'll send you the unopened package. We have white snow, and it's quite iridescent. We have iridescent little hearts and little silver stars. And all you need to do, and this is, I'm sorry, US residents only, is leave a comment down below, and I'll pick a winner next week. When I send these emoji washies, though, I'm going to take them out of the package here. And drop everything everywhere. Anyway, giving all that stuff away because I do not need duplicates of it. So here's what we did. We did this guy, and we did this guy. So here's our little skull in the frame. Are what neon? No, there's nothing neon. The leaf, actually the green kind of does look sort of neon. And then we've got our little snarky cat. Mary has her hands. Cats and rainbows. You see me ordering more of those. No, you know what? I'm on a no buy. I did kind of go a little crazy at whimsy stamps because I couldn't resist those dragons. But and their Halloween papers are just, you guys, look at these. Stop it already. Okay, look at those papers. I couldn't help myself. I know she does. All right, guys, so don't forget, and if you're on the replay, thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. You have a week. I'm going to pick a winner on Thursday. So, and Dina, get hold of me on YouTube, or private message me, send me an email, flownthecoop@gmail.com. It's in my bio. And thanks, everybody, for spending your time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your night. I'll be back tomorrow morning with my friend Dawn. We're going to be working on this. And I'm going to be working with, I don't know what Dawn's going to be working with yet, But I'm going to be working with, eh, everything's caught on everything over here. Hang on. These guys. These are from Bitty Penny. They're her digitals. And there's a lot of them. And I'll go through them more tomorrow morning. But don't forget to leave me a thumbs up on the way out. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe and all the other YouTube things that you're supposed to say. Take care, everybody. Bye. Oh, look at my hands. I'm a mess.